What's going on, guys? This is John, aka Tropical Fish Guy. Today we're going to talk about how to clean a fish tank. So, the proper maintenance schedule, depending on how many fish you got, what kind of tank you got, what kind of filtration. But eventually you're going to have to do some kind of maintenance on your aquarium, on your fish tank. So this is my betta tank right here. We got the little rosy red betta right there. His name is Rosie, for the kids and everything, I guess. And today I am going to do a partial water change on this. It's a 10-gallon aquarium, 10-gallon fish tank. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a 25% water change. I do this about once a month. I usually leave everything in there, and what a bunch of newbies do, right, is they would see that the tank is a little bit, if their tank is cloudy or whatever, they would drain all the water, take all the gravel out, scrub all the stuff, scrub all the rocks and stuff, make sure everything's clean. But see, that's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to let the bacteria build up. I've got an undergravel filter in this and a power filter. So you want to let the bacteria actually build up in the fish tank, which is beneficial to the fish. It destroys, the bacteria destroys the ammonia and the nitrites and all that bad stuff that builds up in the fish tank. So what we do, the reason for the water change, is to take out the fish poop and the plant waste and the decaying food and all that other stuff that settles down at the bottom of the fish tank, right, in the gravel, and we want to suck that out. And we don't want to do a complete water change because we don't want to stress out the fish completely. We want to do incremental water changes to where they to where they don't go into shock and stuff, right? So we want to keep things peaceful. Imagine it's like a rainstorm, right? Some of the water evaporates, right, from the oceans or rivers, whatever, and then the rain comes down and refills the tank. We're doing kind of the same thing. We're sucking up all that junk from the bottom, taking the water out, and then putting fresh, clean water back in. So let's get started. So the maintenance, the water change on the aquarium doesn't take that long. You might spend maybe 10 or 15 minutes a month, if you do it once a month, doing the water change. It just keeps everything, all the bacteria and all the levels of ammonia, nitrites, and pH at a good level to where the fish will have a long, healthy life. So the equipment, the supplies that you need for a water change is you need a towel, because you're going to get wet. All right, got my towel. You can get that, you know where to buy a towel, right? You need this thing. This is called a gravel vacuum. This is a siphon that we use to siphon out the water from the aquarium, and I will show you how to do that, and I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll probably put something up here somewhere to show you where you can get one of these, depending on the size of your aquarium. This is just a 10-gallon aquarium, so we got a real small one. You need your bucket. You got to get your bucket, and I'll put a link to where you can get a bucket. They're pretty cheap. I think Petco sells them for like $10 or $8, whatever it is. But I'll put a link up there too. And then one of the final things you'll need is the scrubbing pad, the scrub pad, right, to scrape off the sides. And I'll demonstrate all this stuff. I'll put a link to all this stuff in the description below and up here somewhere, maybe somewhere. And so you can easily get these. And if you don't have them, you can just click on Amazon and buy them, but I'll make it easy for you. So I'm going to leave everything on, the filter, because I have a power filter that kind of sinks the valve, the intake valve goes all the way down past where the water level I'm going to take out. So it's not going to be affected. The heater's all the way down, so it's not going to be affected. The undergravel filter's all the way down, so it's not going to be affected. So I'm not going to take anything out of the tank. I'm not going to shut anything off, and it's just going to be real simple. And I'll show you how right now, after I let my dog out. All right, so let's see here. Let's move this stuff to the side, and I'll zoom in to the aquarium. And you'll see my little betta fish swimming over there, and we're not going to freak him out too much. He's a nice red betta fish. He's cool. There we go. He's cool. I mean, I can show you him later on. Right now, we're going to focus on doing the actual water change. But he's a cool little thing. I mean, this 10-gallon tank is perfect for him. I'm going to go ahead and add some community fish later on. But this is wonderful for him. He loves it. Let's see here. Getting off tangent as always. So I take the bucket, set it down, and you always want to place your aquarium in a place where the flooring is solid, you know, either hardwood, solid wood, laminate, ceramic tile or something. You don't want to put the aquarium in a room, like a kid's room or something, or even your room, whatever, where there's carpet, right? Because carpet, you're going to spill some water, and carpet's going to, you know, get all jacked up if you don't clean it up. So take the top off. So let's begin. I'm going to take the top off, like so. I'm going to take the gravel vacuum. There's the siphon end, and then there's the outlet end. I put the outlet end down into the bucket. And then I'm going to take the siphon in, and then there's this bulb that you use to start the siphon. So when I stick the siphon in here, right, I think you can see that. Yeah. Stick it in here, and then I squeeze the bulb a couple times. You'll see the water starts to come up. Can you see all that junk in there? It pulls up all that fish poop, all the dead plants, and you'll see that it's all that dark black matter coming up. And you want to go through the different parts of your aquarium that you can reach. You don't want to get too crazy, you know, but ooh, that was a good place right there. You can see a whole bunch of ugly black stuff, brown stuff, decaying matter come out. Oh, look at that. So this helps out the filtration, right, in the fish tank. And you'll see Mr. Betta here. He's interested in what's going on. He thinks I'm feeding him, but you can get the dog. It's fine. But all this stuff comes up. You can see. I think you'll be able to see that. All that. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. That's a good spot right there. I hope you saw that. That was a whole bunch of junk right there. And you don't need to move your rocks or your decorations or anything unless you really want to. But that's where all this junk will settle, right, in the aquarium, in the cracks and crevices between the rocks and stuff. But you know, you want to do a 15 to 20%, 25% water change. I do it about once a month. And once I feel like I've got through all the corners and all the spots, that's it. Look at that. So maybe 20%, give or take. And my bucket is kind of full, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to pour the water out, and you'll see that the filters are still running, the heater's still good, everything's good, and time to add water. I'm gonna dump this bucket out. Alright, so I've got the bucket full of water, and the temperature is about the same temperature as what's in the fish tank. Verify using a thermometer. And I am going to condition the water, which means I'm going to put in this water conditioner. This is the brand that I trust the most. I've been using this for decades. Use this on fresh water, salt water, any kind of water. It's the Ammo-Lock from Aquarium Pharmaceuticals. It's a really good brand. I also use the Stress Coat, which adds a slime coating. I'll put a link in the description and up here, but it's go to tropicalfishguide.com/conditioner, and I'll put a link also above and in the description. But this definitely is some of the best stuff you can get. So from this bucket, this is like a 2 or 3 gallon bucket. I'm going to just add a capful, and then I would add a capful of the Stress Coat, but I'm out of that right now. I got to place an order myself. Another thing, depending on how hard or soft your water is, how many dissolved minerals exist in your water. I have low pH in this water, so I'm going to stabilize the pH with sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda. So I put a pinch in there, just a little pinch. Really scientific method there. And I take the siphon and I stir it. And while that stirs around, we are going to scrub the aquarium, make it pretty. So we take the good old algae scrubber and we just scrub along the inside of the tank. Make sure you get all that junk out of there, make it look pretty. Make sure you washed your hands before. You don't want any chemicals, you don't want any soap. The soap will kill the fish, so wash your hands just with water. And just go naturally up and down, left and right, whatever. It's not going to freak anybody out too bad. And on the sides as well. Looks good, looks good. You can do that other side too. But I mean, once a month you can do this, and I would alternate as well once a month to cleaning the filter. If you have an external filter right here, like I do, I would do that at a separate time than doing this. Or you can do it the same, but you got to make sure that you don't kill off all the bacteria, which is very important. So now that that's done, I will change out the carbon filters on these lift tubes. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's no big deal. You did what, buddy? We're not live.
Was FBI open up?
Oh, FBI open up? Oh, okay. It's no big deal. Alright, so we've got these. I've got the Pinplex under gravel filter here. So I've got the replacement carbon cartridges. Now what the carbon does is that it destroys chemicals like hairsprays, bug spray, anything floating in the air that the air pump sucks in or that would fall into the water, whatever, right? Smoke, anything. So that is the second stage of filtration, is chemical filtration, which this carbon takes care of. You dump it in you just rinse these off in some clean water, and then you stick them in, and I'll show you how to do that. So after you rinse these off, you can stick these to your ear, and that's a really cool sound. It sounds like you put a steak to the grill. Pretty neat stuff right there. So that's what's called activated carbon. It's activated. So we're going to yank these, and when we put it in, we're going to put it in like this with the slope down. like that, and just snap it into the filter cartridge area where they came out. So yank that old one out, put the new one in. Easy as that. Yank the old one out. I have to shake it a little bit, twist it a little bit. That's the old one. Yeah, you can hear that activated carbon. You put that one back in. Alright. So now all we have to do is fill up the aquarium and toss these. And I'll put a link for those filtered carbs as well if you have a Lee, a Pinplex undergravel filter. Let's see here. So if you don't have a bucket that has a spout on it, you would just take a jug, push it down into the bucket, bring it up, and just add the water back. This is where you want your handy dandy towel. Yeah, spilled a bunch of water. That's why you want the aquarium over a hard surface. You want the water to be right underneath that lip. Top back on. Make sure everything's running properly. And you're going to see that it's cloudy and junky, but once everything settles down here in a few hours, it'll look sparkling clean. And of course you can clean off the tops of these, you know, depending on how dirty they are, you can clean off your tops or your sides or, you know, your equipment or whatever. But there you have it. Water change in about 10 minutes, done for the month. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll change out that filter, the power filter, and there you go. All right, so it's about an hour later, and you'll notice that it's still clearing up a little bit, but it's clearing up really nice. Mr. Betta here, Mr. Rosie, he's doing real good. He's chilling out. He's having a good time. So that's how you would do a partial water change on the aquarium. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you got any questions or comments, leave the comments in the box below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. And Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and click the subscribe button to get more videos, and click the bell notification to get all the new videos that I'm going to be putting out. So thanks a lot again. Once again, I appreciate everything you guys do. Let me know what you want to see, and I will definitely do a video on it. So peace out.